first session in India after 40 years. And what can I say about cricket? It's a historic decision to have cricket in the Olympic Games, and this will only deepen the engagement with not only the 1.4 billion Indians, but with all the South Asian countries. I'm a huge cricket fan, so completely welcome this historic decision.
Ma'am, what are the kind of discussions that were going on with the IOC, particularly with President Bach for the last few months, particularly because you've yourself been involved in cricket for the last 15 years?
Well, there's always deliberations, discussions, positives, negatives that go with every discussion, but eventually it's after 2 years, I think, the day has come where cricket has become an Olympic sport.
Ma'am, IOC session in India after 40 years and cricket making a comeback to Olympics after 128, more than 100 years now. Was it planned, ma'am?
I think it's just, such a perfect time and a perfect place. We have the World Cup happening in India, and the cricket decision also happening in India. So everything has come together in a very good way.
Do you see this as India's moment in the global sporting journey, particularly with this session happening in India now that cricket, where in a country where cricket is absolutely considered a religion, that will also be a part of Olympics? How significant is it for India's sporting journey?
I think it's a very, very significant move. I think we have 250 million school-going children, and this is going to impact all their sporting dreams. Now children can dream of becoming a great sports person and represent India on the global stage. And I think it's going to really change the cricket, the way people look at sports in India.
India has successfully hosted the IOC session. What do you have to say about India now bidding to host the Olympic Games itself?
I'm so excited with whatever our Honorable Prime Minister said for the opening ceremony, that he's interested in bidding for Youth Olympics in 2030 and Summer Olympics in 36. So it's a big announcement, and we are all there cheering. Thank you.
And my colleague Vinaya Deshpande is with us on the broadcast now. Vinaya, we just heard Mrs. Nita Ambani. She's ecstatic after the announcement that has been made. One watershed event, as we could say, because after more than 100 years, cricket returns to Olympics, and the fact that after 40 years a IOC meeting is happening in the country, what more poetic justice could we have asked for?
Well, absolutely. In fact, she unequivocally said that this was a huge moment for India, particularly in the global sporting journey that India has. She emphasized on how this will help spread the sporting spirit within India's younger generation. She talked about school children. She talked about what this entire Olympic movement and the spread of it in India will mean for the Olympic values to be inculcated in this younger generation as well. It's beyond doubt a historic moment at a time when there were a lot of deliberations that were going on for inclusion of cricket in the Olympic movement. As you rightly said, the last time cricket was played in Olympics was way back in 1900 in Paris, and now it will be in 2028 LA that cricket will be played. Clearly that was the emphasis, and right now Nita Ambani, who's a part of the IOC, who played an instrumental role in making sure that the IOC session comes here in Mumbai, expressed her joy, sharing how it was an ecstatic moment for her and for all the cricket fans, particularly in India, where cricket is almost seen as a religion. Cricket will finally be a part of the Olympic movement. After a lot of deliberations today, that decision has been taken and it was passed at the IOC meeting, and there are happy voices all around. Clearly Nita Ambani expressing her joy at this, talking about the journey in making sure that cricket became a part of the Olympic journey, and clearly marking the way ahead, saying that this was just the beginning. There was a lot of excitement for India to host Olympics, not just the 2036 one, but also towards the end of this decade, the Youth Olympics, and that she was excited to make sure that that happened. Back to you.
And Vinaya, I've been told that, as far as the executive board of the Olympics committee is concerned, it was a near unanimous decision with just 2 dissenting voices. So we should look at how everybody was waiting for cricket to return, because not just will it increase the visibility of Olympics altogether as a sporting event, it is also going to go ahead and add more value to this entire tournament.
Well, there's no doubt about it. In fact, there were just 2 members who voted against it, and there were 2 to 3 abstentions really, which was not counted in the voting process at all. So as you can see, there was an overwhelming majority by which the proposal to include cricket and 4 other sports as a package in the part of LA 2028 was passed by the IOC. Clearly a massive shot in the arm, particularly for cricket-loving countries. The ICC is also quite kicked about it. Everyone's talking about how there are 2.5 billion cricket fans across the globe. There are some of the biggest athletes, the cricketers who have a massive following across the world, and all of this is going to be mutually beneficial. The Olympic movement is going to benefit out of inclusion of cricket, and cricket will benefit because it will get the stage of Olympics. In fact, this was exactly what Eric Garcetti, who's the ambassador of US, he, while speaking to me just a while ago, also talked about how this was a mutually beneficial process, and how the US was also kicked that in fact when cricket is brought back on the Olympic scene, it will be on the land of US in LA in 2028. Back to you.
Right, Vinaya, thank you so much for all of those updates. Remember, this is the second day of the 141st IOC session that is happening in India. Now, during the inauguration of this very event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also confirmed India's bid for hosting the Olympics in the year 2036. Let's begin with taking a look at what the Prime Minister had said back then, and followed by other reactions that are coming up.
खेल को बढ़ावा देने के लिए पूरी प्रतिबद्धता से काम कर रही है। साल 2036 में भारत में ओलंपिक्स का सफल आयोजन हो, इसके लिए भारत अपने प्रयासों में कोई कमी नहीं रखेगा। भारत साल 2029 में होने जा रहे यूथ ओलंपिक्स की मेजबानी करने को भी इच्छुक है।
Those who are against, please raise your hands. Is there more than one? If there somebody is too shy that I cannot see them, then no. 2. Then 2 against. Then against 2 votes, the proposal is approved. Congratulations to the Program Commission, and congratulations to LA 28 for this approval.
Huge day today for India, particularly LA 2028 cricket will be a part of Olympics.
No question. When I was mayor and fought and won the Olympics, one of the things I said to Casey Wasserman, my dear friend and chair, is let's put cricket in. I never dreamed I'd be the ambassador to India, the craziest cricket country in the world. It goes mad for this incredible sport. And since I've been here in 6 months, I've gone to IPL matches. I plan to go to World Cup matches. But this is the greatest present that we could give not only to India, but to every cricket fan around the world. And to be here during the World Cup, 2 days after the India win over Pakistan, is incredible. The sense that India is coming into its sporting own. The Asian Games, record number of medals, over 100 for the first time. The way that Nita Ambani has been an incredible representative of India on the International Olympic Committee and hosted it so well. I joked with some of the Olympic Committee members, you should just give him the 2036 Games. It's going to be great. And I told Prime Minister Modi, if you need any advice for winning the 2036 Games, talk to me. I won the LA Games for 28. It's a long journey, but I think one that India deserves.
What does it mean for US now that 2024 cricket is happening there, 2028 is also happening? How do you see it?
You know, for us, it's a great moment because it recognizes we actually are cricket fans too.